Okay, so I guess we have already introduced ourselves to each other, but once again, for those of you who might be watching on our channel, so I'm a B, and we posted a lot of short videos, and recently we moved towards like live action anime fight scenes that we did. And here is my long time, I guess, 2 years. We have been working together for since roommates.
So, what do you mean by
Jaedra,
2 years?
yep, and she is one of the most amazing person, actor, and stunt performer. And my favorite feature of her is she cries on a whim that I really love. Yeah, and here's the infamous Vincent, who just wrote.
Wait, we didn't hear her name, did we?
I think we did. Her name is Jaedra, right?
I don't know. I don't know if you said it or not.
I don't think she said it. I was waiting for the name and it didn't come out.
Okay, Jaedra. I cannot pronounce the last name. Jaedra D.
DJ Marino.
Yeah, DJ Marino.
There you go.
Okay, cool. And here's Vincent. I'm not gonna try to pronounce your last name either.
DJ Marino.
Yeah. Yes, and I'm a B.
Close enough.
Yeah, and he recently have directed and starred and wrote his film Rat Woman. And
Oh, wait. It's not the name of the film.
yeah, I know it's not. Please go ahead and start. Uh, I really want to talk about it, but I will go into spoilers, and I don't want to do that. So let's just.
Well, we have found that we wind up spoiling everything when we have these
Yeah.
conversations.
You
But
can't spoil a plotless movie.
yeah, so it kind of just works. I think talking any conversation about it, I think just gets people interested to want to know what the heck we're talking about.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, as okay, let's just start with that. What makes you so Vincent, you wrote the film, right? You wrote and directed it. And what makes you what gave you the idea for the film, or were you just like, oh, I'm bored, let's just write some stuff, and it became a movie.
Yeah, so I recently made a feature film called The Dark Crusader, which features Rat Woman starring Jaedra, hence the ears. And it is a very, very silly comedy movie with a superhero, and he's struggling with his life. It's a superhero movie without really any action scenes, with any kind of plot. There's just a lot of walking and talking and very silly things happening.
It's a compilation of sketches.
In a way, there's a little plot there. Basically,
Yeah.
Rat Woman and I are in a relationship, but we are having some issues with that.
Yeah.
This sells it, I think.
It definitely is intriguing because well, I was watching the trailer and a lot of people were saying this is giving out the Clerks vibe, and that's a really high praise in my opinion, at least. Even though you are being really humble about it and saying that there's no plot and everything, but uh, as my friend used to say, if the characters are fun enough, everyone would just jump on it and see them do basically anything. And I guess the character work was really nice, and I really appreciate it. But was it some real life incident that inspired it, like you and your girlfriend having troubles? Jesus.
Let's just jump right into the emotional stuff there.
Well, I think certainly the writing comes from real life. I think good writing will do that. And certainly I've told from different things within my relationships and just in life in general. Like there is a scene at a chiropractor's office actually starts the movie, which is pretty much verbatim how it went when I went to a chiropractor's office. A weird chiropractor. I've had good chiropractors, but I went to this really weird one once where everything that you see basically happened to me. Not a lot of finessing. That's pretty much how it went down. But yes, I've had some really shitty girlfriends, but I've had some nice ones too. And it's not necessarily about that. I tried not to make Ratwoman completely terrible. I'm also terrible. I'm also terrible. So you have two terrible people competing with each other in terms of who's cooler, and you'll have to watch to see who wins.
Yeah. Or if there's a winner.
There's
Actually,
nobody wins.
there's no winner.
Yeah.
But the chiropractor, so what's the name of the new subluxation?
Subluxation, yes, that's a real chiropractic term.
And that's something that you have actually dealt with? No.
I received that pamphlet.
Oh, okay. You received that pamphlet. So I didn't know that subluxation was a real thing or if that was like a fake thing. And we were visiting cats at a cat foster home, and we learned that there was a cat that had subluxation. I was like, oh, I know all about that from this movie I was in.
Yes, that was real advice given in the movie.
Yeah, from a chiropractor. I'm thinking about like the day we were shooting with all the kids in the fight. That was the most fightiest fight scene, I think, with the kids. And that wasn't, with kids and people you don't know, you're not sure like if you're actually gonna get to be able to like how well they'll be able to work with you. But a lot of them really wanted to fight. So we actually got to choreograph a little bit for a handful of them. So there was actually a moment where I got to like, there was a kid that was very small that I got to pick up and throw, and she was really excited about it. And another kid that I forget how I killed him, but we choreographed something, and then I stepped on his chest, and he was totally fine with all of the action. And yeah, I think I was surprised at how into it the kids were for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On film, not in real life. Okay.
Well, for the fighting, they were into the choreography and the working together, and yeah, especially the morning kids. There were two groups of kids. There was the morning kids and the afternoon kids, and the afternoon kids had like a little ringleader that made it harder to work with. But the morning kids were good at like focusing and paying attention.
Morning kids are like Lord of the Flies. They were just insane.
The afternoon kids, the morning kids were the good ones.
No, I remember it as the opposite.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe they were nice to you, but not to him. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Kids have their preferences, you know.
But yeah, there was some nice pieces that came out of that were really surprisingly fun.
Yeah. So, well, when we were shooting Roommates, we came up with a lot of improv on the spot. Like Marseille and Nestor, they come up with a lot of prep when we were shooting. So that was really fun to do. But you gotta ask
Did
me
we
to.
improv? Someone asked me that actually at the LA shooting if I had improv any of my lines, and I know I did do. We did have some like moments of improv, like I improv with Jason in the Hawkeye scene and at the party scene, but I don't think any of those lines were like heard. I think maybe the one boyfriend when the
Oh yes, that was improv.
yeah, but otherwise I think it was all you.
As it's supposed to be.
Yeah. But you were never really like, you have to say it exactly with these words.
No,
It was more like you got. Yeah.
barely remembered them myself.
Yeah.
So, is most of your stuff improv, Abby?
Yes, well, for those who don't know, I guess Jaedra doesn't know either. So I started acting in a community theater, and they were mainly used to do like comedy shows, and mainly it's more acrobatic and Broadway style comedy. So that's why, and that's whenever we were used to develop new plays, we were heavily encouraged to just improv more. So there were some emotional lines that were there, like when Jaedra is there, we always, for some reason, whenever the show is basically about four guys and roommates, and one of them who's just a guy who's just there to react to things, and he has the drama going on with his girlfriend, which was played by Jaedra.
Oh.
And there, and whenever the guys were there, there was always silly and always the regular thing. And we improved a lot. Mercy improved a lot. Nestor improved a lot. And most of the time we were just laughing of how much the script changed. And it was really fun. And it was, and they came up with the most amazing lines ever that I couldn't even think of myself. So that was a really good experience, even though my acting was really bad, for lack of a better word. But yeah, and it's always fun to improv in a comedy because uh, you have to have that energy around you that it's kind of funny what you're shooting. You know what I mean? When you're depressed and you're laughing, it doesn't work. At least in my opinion. I guess you have the same experience with the Crusade.
I was just talking about this with Katie actually, the who plays the mother. I saw her a couple days ago on my drive back down from San Francisco. But she was saying that the energy on a comedy set is often like so much like more manageable because people are actually like laughing and happy, and on a drama or a thriller, like things can get really heavy and really dark a lot more quickly and easily.
Yeah, especially in action scenes. Some of the action scenes, it gets when you're doing the same thing 20 times and it's going bad 20 times, you just get angry at some point. You stop pulling your punches. That'll happen with me and Nestor. We punch either.
Oh, pulling real punches.
Yeah, we he punched me one time like full on, like boom, and it was
Because he was frustrated.
maybe. I hope.
That's like Jaedra and those kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
She literally throw one of them like, go away.
Did you get to that scene yet, Abby?
And I think I saw him when I was watching it at like
Okay.
5.
In normal time, it's only about a minute and a half, so you might have missed.
So you probably missed it if you were watching it in half
Yeah.
in double speed.
Yeah. So when you were developing the script, it was like a one linear way, like you came up with the whole thing at once. Because I feel like I feel like it would be much more like, okay, this could be funny. Let's put this scene in there, and then it mixed up in the pre-production. Or was it like, okay, this is the script, we're gonna follow it through and through, apart from the dialogue, obviously.
The writing process was it was years and years of coming up with things, random things, there's things that didn't even make it in the final script. But and then at some point it was taking all these connected little ideas and scenes and make something out of it, make a plot. And then it became a linear story for the most part, but it has lots of detours. But it has a basic story, a basic rats to riches story.
Yeah. Like okay,
And vice versa, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But can you share something that you cut out and you remember right now that you were like, okay, this cannot be in there because it's too out there or too goofy or it doesn't make sense at all?
Not really. It never got to filming. Everything that we filmed made it in.
Okay.
I just there was just probably excess of characters, different story arcs. I think Ratwoman in the early days, in the early writing stage, was more villainous, and she had a lair with a huge rat in it. I was like, I mean, it sounds really cool, right? I can't afford a huge.
Yeah.
How the hell would I do that?
Like the bat cave.
Yes, and I was gonna have to
but-
fight a giant rat, and I was like, well, I mean, that's a cool idea. I could never. How would I afford that with my primitive budget? So that got taken out, and then I don't know. I did try to adhere to traditional narrative structure for once in my life, just as sort of a challenge to see if I could kind of do it, because I usually like to take little artistic detours. But I stuck to the basic 3-act structure, and I think it's successful. But it ended up looking, it's edited a lot, pretty much like the script reads. There wasn't too much taken out or changed.
Mm. And since the budget was mentioned, so well, it is hard for almost all of us when it is a shoestring budget. So, what's the creative way that you came up with, like some of those cuts that you might have to make or no?
Well, this was actually the biggest budgeted movie I've ever made. So it was, in the end, I mean, it's still costing money. And
Yeah.
if you're talking about marketing and all that, but I've spent at least 60K on this movie, and that's my money. So it's that's quite a chunk,
Yeah.
and I'm not a rich man. What was the question?
How did you make it fit in that 60K budget?
Well, I didn't. It was supposed to be 40K.
Yeah.
And then an extra 10K got added on, and then there was post, and that was another 10K. It's just it's always constantly. I'm working on making some DVDs. That's going to be another couple thousand, I think. So it's just a money pit. I don't recommend doing any of this.
Yeah. For us, for me, it was more like just when I was in school, like just use the school's equipment, which you can borrow, and edit it by your own or your friends, and who's also
Vincent did edit.
Yeah, I mean, so I wore many hats. I did edit it. Obviously I'm the lead actor, so that saves some money. And I worked with people who I worked with before. I did try to pay people something, by and large. Not everybody was paid something, but I tried to do something just because I'm at the stage in my career where I don't take work for free usually, so I don't really expect others to do that either. So I tried to do a little something.
And
And
you thought like whose house was that we were at for the mothers?
yeah, that was our DP's house.
no.
Unless Vincent, do you also watch anime?
I know about animation in general.
Yeah,
But not anime.
yeah, you guys are breaking my heart. But moreover about like the other day I was talking to a guy, he was a writer in Paw Patrol and other comedy shows, and he's like right now he was just so sad about the current state of comedy and in cartoon.
Y'all, in the interim, we determined that Lola Bunny is in fact blonde.
Mm.
Some of the pictures of Jonathan Taylor Thomas in his adulthood years are still cute. And most of the pictures of rat women are animated AI.
Yeah. But yeah. Okay, to set the record stairs straight, I'm not only into blondes. Okay? This is
I'm glad you're very concerned about this.
No, because he told me to put that in. I cannot edit
right.
it out.
Let's move on. What is your next question? Or do you have any more questions? Or you wanted to talk about anime, which was you were going to tell us about anime. Oh, Vincent's
No, I
saying
was
something.
talking about. I was honestly want to talk about more of the comedy movies that has
Oh, comedy. You were going to talk about
put out
comedy.
lately, and one of the genre that I really, really miss, the spoof genre. All the airplanes, space balls, the naked guns, and
So you should probably watch The Dark Crusader
yeah, because it is. But yeah, right now,
In normal time.
in normal time.
yes. Okay, I will watch it and record myself. Make it a reaction video once it is.
Oh, good. That'll be good.
Yeah, why not? But okay. So speaking of the Dark Crusader, do you have you're taking it to festivals or you're
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Promote the next screening.
well, for all the listeners out there who live in England, particularly in the Midlands, on February 2nd, not February, on May 2nd, you can go to Derby as part of the Para Cinema Cult Film Festival. I'll be there, and we're gonna watch The Dark Crusader. It's playing on the opening night of their festival
No.
at
Yay.
8:15, I think. So it's gonna be a big event. It's gonna be a lot of fun. All of Derby will be there. You know, it's gonna be a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And then after that, I mean, I've submitted to some other film festivals. We'll see what happens. But I think after that, I'm going to look into doing some sort of paid rental online thing,
Mm-hmm.
see how that works, and then look into, like, the usual suspects, Tubi, Amazon, all that. I don't think it's going to be on Max anytime soon. But I don't want to throw it just on YouTube for free just yet. Inevitably, it probably will be, but not yet. And I need to divvy out some clips and throw those on YouTube in the meantime.
Oh, you can find a piece of the frat woman music video on Instagram.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
What about the trailer? It's not on YouTube either?
It
The
is
trailer is on YouTube. You can watch the trailer anytime you want.
everywhere. And you can always go to thedarkcrusader.com for all your up-to-date information on the Dark Crusader and much more. There's merch, there's the soundtrack, there's all kinds
What's
of
the merch?
There's some shirts.
Oh, cool.
They're made to order. So that's why I never have them, because it would cost me money to make them, but they do
Okay.
exist.
If someone wants them, they can buy one.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And then we'll invite them to our next interview so that they can advertise for us.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. So if you buy a shirt,
Anything. They just sit there.
yeah, they'll buy a shirt and you'll be invited to our next interview.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll try.
I think, yeah, you're on it, right, Abby?
Yeah.
Okay, so the darkcrusader.com, that's all up-to-date information.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Uh,
What are you
for
working
our
on?
viewers, I can guess show it right now.
Oh, you can show us the website. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just give me a second. Yeah. This. So
Oh, you can see everything we've been searching. Or rather, you've been searching.
no comments.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I was trying to out you, but then I remembered that it shows a mirror image here on Zoom. So I guess
Oh.
all our dyslexic friends can read this.
Hey, I think I spelled something wrong. Okay. I'll be like, Okay. Okay.
And uh Vincent likes bunny. Pink bunny.
No, that's not me.
Oh, okay. Well, no, kangaroos. Sorry. Like kangaroos.
What are you looking up right now?
Your
Trying to be in the Dark Crusader? Okay. Just put in thedarkcrusader.com.
I did.
That
TheDarkCrusader.com.
but put it but put it
There it is. There it
okay,
is.
there it is.
Yeah, that's the website he was talking about, and that's him
That's you.
being
Mm-hmm.
angry. I guess pumped up.
And anybody who has seen the film already can write a review.
Yes, and I need some good review. No, not those are fake reviews. On Letterbox, you can write a review. And I need some more good ones because someone really tore me to shreds already. So
They did?
Okay, let's not show it then.
I saw a review that your friend wrote that didn't mention Ratwoman at all.
which one is this?
It was a good review. It was like, this is a great movie and everyone should see it. But somehow they got through the entire, well, maybe it wasn't even a review, an article. They wrote a whole article and didn't mention Ratwoman at all.
I'm
That's
sorry.
I guess I won't promote this too
Doing
much.
that. I don't want to edit the whole part.
It looks like it's written in blood too.
Yeah.
My anus is having some issues at the moment.
What? Oh my god.
It was the rectal blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, people will think it's a ritual or something. Yeah. Okay, what's the comedy movie that inspired you the most? I always wanted to ask you guys that. Like one comedy movie of your childhood or some obscure comedy that you always loved.
Jaedra, you go.
Well, I was just gonna guess yours.
But what was it?
Wait, well, I know we talked about Airplane as an inspiration. Was well, um, the Mr. Bean.
I do love Mr. Bean. I wouldn't say he's a huge inspiration on this movie, but
No, what about um?
I'm gonna jump ahead.
Oh, Monty Python.
Yes. I studied at the School of Monty Python. So that's where my humor first got created. And probably why it's doing well in England. So
Oh yeah, good point.
but my favorite, well, one of my favorite movies of all time is Monty Python's The Meaning of Life.
No.
And I credit that one as sort of changing my trajectory in life. I saw that as a teenager and I was like, this is amazing. This is what I want to do with the I want to make something like this. So yeah. So Monty Python is my biggest comedic influence, but I do like like Steve Martin a lot. Gary Shandling, a comic from the 80s, was a big inspiration. Martin Mull, these are kind of obscure names nowadays, but they were big in the 70s. Basically 70s style humor is my thing. Oh, and Christopher Guest. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, what about you, Jaedra?
My biggest influence was probably Friends, which is everybody's influence. But I, I was watching it when it was coming out. An OG Friends fan. And we watched it a lot. We had the VHSs, we had all of the, and then we had all the DVDs, and we watched it over and over and over again.
Yeah. I'm gonna say something like I liked a couple of episodes, but when we started seeing it, it was like around me and my brother were like he was 15 and I was 17. It was way after it ended. So he was obsessed with it with friends, and then that made me hate it so much.
Oh,
Yeah,
what happens?
he watched it like he watched like every episode like 5 to 10 times, sometimes on the same day, and I'm like, please stop. So I never liked Friends, but I know it's really good and everyone loves him. I honestly miss Matthew Perry a lot. It was a really it was a tragedy that I wish that kind of shook every one of us. I hope, but yeah, I never liked it that much. I love Two and a Half Men though. I loved it.
Oh,
Yeah. And I'm recently rediscovering like Leslie Nielsen spoof movies, The Naked Guns, Airplane, Dracula Dead and loving it. And I fell in love with the guy. And I hate to say that the spoof genre died in like early 2000s for some unknown reason. I don't know why.
You know, they're making a new Naked Gun.
Yeah, I saw the trailer or a
It
teaser.
doesn't look that good to me, but
Yeah, but it's
uh,
not. Yeah, I don't know.
but
I don't
anyway.
saw the first one.
Hmm?
I don't think I saw the first one.
Well, you
All right.
definitely watch the original movies, but they're making a brand new one. You know, the first one was like in late 80s, and there's only 3.
Mm.
But
Oh, and so they're making a brand new one, being the fourth.
it's like a reboot. You know, none of the original people are involved or are alive. So it's just like a brand new thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I probably would like the old one. I like all the other aforementioned.
I'm sure you know, 40 years after I'm dead, they'll remake the Dark Crusader. They'll reboot it.
Yeah.
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 I hope.
Now I have a light on my face.
Oh, you're green.
Yeah. But if you watch the old
Now
the
I'm dark.
Naked Gun movie was really good. It's one of those movies which has like joke on each line for some unknown reason. It was so good that I was like the joke per minute mileage of that movie was really good, as same as with Airplane. They were really good. And I kind of feel bad, like all the disaster movies on all the cookie cutter spoof movies of like superhero and whatnot just ended all of that genre, and I didn't like it at all. And I don't even remember in the recent past a comedy movie that was like so influential as, let's say, Monty Python. Well, Monty Python, it's its own genre, so let's just not bring it into it. But have you guys remember any of the comedies that was like really good, like everyone was talking about it? I don't see one.
Recently,
Yeah.
um,
No.
I I just watched The Residence. Is a mystery, but it's also comedy. And I'm watching The Studio, and those are both really good. I mean, they're very different. They're not like Monty Python, but they're good. And Hacks is out right now. Um, I think that maybe you're talking also about like multicam sitcoms, which have sort of taken a nosedive, but yeah, I don't know.
Movies in general. I don't see any other like, well, at least the last I remember was the Austin Power movies that were like quite everyone was talking about at some point, like the comedy,
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, see, everyone quotes it, and everyone, but recently, I don't think anyone has. I think the comedy movies. I'm not talking about the sitcoms per se, even though that's on decline. But in terms of movies, I think they took a nosedive too for some reason. I don't know why.
I think there's just like there's so much stuff out there, and what is marketed is sometimes different than what is amazing, and but sometimes not. Like sometimes what appears on my screen, like being marketed to me, is exactly like the most amazing thing that I want to watch in that moment. I guess this isn't multicam. I don't think they have a laugh track, but I've been watching Ghosts, which I think it's new, it's current. They're still making it, and I love it. It started as a British. It was Ghosts UK, and I watched all of that, and it was great. And now I'm watching the US one, and I also like it, which is surprising because sometimes I don't like the American version, but like I do like both versions of this one. I don't know.
Yeah, but the movies are not. I don't know why. Yeah, I like Ghost too. We see it every day it's being shown, but yeah, it seems like it's before that, like before Modern Family and all the whole thing happened. I guess the sitcoms rule the world, and also other movies.
Yeah, there was like a sitcom era.
But right now, it's like when people say The Bear is a comedy, and I was like, really? It is a comedy? I don't know. But
Is it? Are people saying it's comedy? I think it's a
yeah,
drama.
yeah, it is. It was nominated as a comedy, so I was like, what?
Oh,
Like, how are you? How? Just how? How?
Well, for the 3 people listening tonight,
yeah.
if you want to watch a funny movie, you should watch The Dark Crusader. There
The
you are.
case closed.
And if it's not online yet, you just email your boy Vinny G here, and I'll give you a link. A special
you know what?
discount. Yes.
The the theater where I watched the Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it's
Mhm.
the Presidio Theater in San Francisco,
Oh yeah.
and they wanted to hear from everyone what other movies you'd like to see. So obviously I put Dark Crusader up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with your name. So hopefully they'll reach out to you.
Good.
Hopefully, they will.
Hopefully everybody else in the audience has the same note.
Yeah, everybody put the Dark Crusader
Good. Good.
and all the birds and everything else from like San Francisco. But
It's only a matter of time. It won't hit right now. I know it won't, but I'll be in 13 years. I'll be retired again, and then it'll hit, and then I'll have to make something else to appease the masses.
yeah, well then we'll make equal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Avi, you're going to be in that one.
I would be honored.
You're going to be one of the non-paid roles.
Yes, that's my life ever since.
Did I get to beat up maybe?
Yes, you get to beat him up. Yes.
Okay, good.
She likes doing that, and she's good at it. So
I look good.
yeah, but apart from that, in terms of marketing, you said, yeah, what are you doing for the marketing in the sense, like apart from the festivals?
Not much.
These interviews.
Well, yes. I'm doing podcasts. We did an Instagram live.
Yeah.
These are kind of to promote the screenings. You know, there's so much one can do for marketing. I think it all comes down to time and money, as with everything. So always in the back of my mind, I feel like I'm not really doing enough, if I'm being honest. But it's a struggle. So what am I doing? What am I doing? Well, promoting the screenings. I will be putting more content online from the movie, doing interviews, talking to anybody who wants to talk to me about it. I'm working with a publicist who has some ideas. And yeah, we're gonna try some different things. Any success I previously had has been a little bit of a fluke. So there's other than it was just good.
Well, that's not a fluke that it was good.
Well,
Somehow-
not that it was good, but all my big successes came in a different time. It was a different internet back then.
Oh yeah.
But whatever. That's a conversation for a different episode.
Yes,
We'll
absolutely.
have to have another episode about
Yes.
that's good.
Once this podcast takes off,
Yeah.
Yes.
you'll
Our past.
invite me back.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you mentioned your publicist and everything online. So I'm assuming everything is it easier on the wallet or is just like more money with the publicist and everything? And
Oh, that's just more money.
yeah, right.
It's more money. The person I know is helping me pro bono because she's a fan.
Oh, good.
But she's not taking a cut. But I mean, the ideas that we're coming up with and putting in place will cost money.
Okay.
So, I'm going to England for this premiere, which is fun and it's like a little vacation, but it's also in essence work. It's part
Yeah.
of the marketing budget, to show my face and say, here I am, and meet people and talk to people. So it's all a movie of this size and budget and everything. It's got to be word of mouth and just getting people to give it a chance and be interested in. This sounds conceited, but it's how it works. Be interested in me and what I'm doing, so they will give it a chance because most people don't know who I am.
Right.
And I have to sell them on myself, which is
Yeah.
not always easy to do.
You are the human interest aspect.
Human in the story.
Yeah. You're the face of it, and most of it. Have you guys heard of the movie? Okay, okay, that's too much. That's too much. Stop, stop,
I
stop.
am the face.
Yep. Yeah, you can do it. It's fine, Jaedra.
Why does she get to do it?
We've been filming something on 29th. I don't want to make her mad. Okay. Well, I was thinking about one movie. If you guys watched 10,000 Beavers.
I know about it. 100 beavers, isn't it?
Yeah, 100 Beavers. Sorry about that.
Yes.
It's
Very different amount of beavers.
yeah, but it's the same. The story was something of a similar. I hope it leads to the same fate as the Dark Crusader because it was in the festival circuit for almost like 2 years or 2 or 3 years, and then it got
Yeah.
and now everyone just started watching it after its release, and everyone loves it. Even though for some reason it didn't got that many awards, but it's still it is one of the movies like they're saying the modern Charlie Chaplin-esque and
Yeah.
one of the best ones he had. So I wish you guys luck because if that's the route you're taking, I think that's a good route. And if a movie is good, which this one is, it will lead to some success, hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah. And I would love, yeah, and I hope you check out 100 Beavers. It was really good. It was one of the most strange and one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. So, yeah,
Is it a comedy?
yeah, silent comedy.
Silent. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
and black and white. And it has beavers. Spoiler alert. But
Mm.
How many?
I guess 100.
I see.
It looks like I'm looking it up, and it looks like it's hundreds of.
Yeah.
So somewhere between 100 and 1,000.
Yeah.
Let's just get these numbers figured out, people.
Yes. It's a good movie though. I would really suggest if you want to just laugh out loud and if you missed like Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, you should watch it. It's really good.
Okay, you
Yeah.
do miss that. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Okay,
Oh
cool.
yeah, that inspired me a lot. Well, I don't say a lot, but to some degree too. And
You
touch
want more beaver in your movies?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Wait, why are you guys laughing?
Well, nothing.
Okay.
Talk about it later.
Okay.
He's gonna put up a casting notice for a blonde beaver. I just know it.
Okay. Okay, sir.
I think you can find some in Van Nuys.
Oh,
That's the valley. Yeah.
okay. I thought it was in more in Santa Monica. I didn't say anything.
Hey, man, you live down there. I don't.
No, I live near somewhere else. I live somewhere else.
Not in the Bay. Vincent's in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Soon to be Europe
Huh?
for a couple of days.
Yes. I'll be there for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Well, I'm going to Paris as well to show my old movie. But
Yeah,
yes.
good.
Hey. Okay, sounds like we're almost an hour and up.
You got a lot of
We
editing.
can go away from you then.
Yep. And it was really fun to have you guys. And
Well, yeah. Thanks for hosting.
yep, and hopefully we'll see you guys both soon. So I will put the trailer in the link, and I will, if you don't copyright claim it, Vincent, I think I could put it at the end of the podcast as well.
I'm not sure. I mean, it just kind of happens automatically, but that just means usually that I get money
Yeah,
for.
but it should. I guess the last call would be yours. So if you
Okay.
get a notification, you can just not strike down my video. That would be great. And I like people. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
So do you need us to send you something for that, or you're good?
I guess I would ask for the link.
Okay.
So that would be,
Point.
and for the next schedule, I will put the link for the Dark Crusader at the end.
Oh, the
Yeah.
darkcrusader.com
Yeah, the website.
and the trailer.
Yep, and that would be great, and it would be lovely to talk to you about next time. And we are running out of time again. Okay,
Okay. Thanks.
thanks. It was fun.
Thanks for having me
Yeah,
and Jaedra.
thanks for outing me. Okay.
Every time.
Okay. Okay. It was fun.
Bye.
Bye.